Here's Dan Hibiki's story. Dan Hibiki was made to be a joke character because the game Art of Fighting was released by SNK right after Street Fighter 2, and the main character looked like he could be Ryu or Ken, and he just had an orange gi with a black undershirt on. And then the other character, who was this rich best friend, had a slick back Terry Silver ponytail. Okay? Now, to make a joke of that, in Street Fighter Alpha, there's a hidden character named Dan Hibiki. He just goes by Dan, who they basically took Ryu's sprite, because that's what Ryo was in Art of Fighting, orange, but instead of orange, he's pink, and then they gave him a ponytail, just like the other guy you could play as in that game, and then they make him do wind poses like those two characters' friend/sister or whatever. There's a girl character that's the sister of the guy that looks like Ryu, that they're trying to rescue in the first Art of Fighting, but then she's playable in the second one, and she does this really feminine wind pose. He does that wind pose when he wins in the original games. Okay, but then they was like, well, maybe we should give this guy a story. Here's the story. Sagat killed his dad. For real lore, Sagat killed his dad, because Dan's dad's name is Go Hibiki, and he's the one that took his eye. That's why Sagat doesn't have an eye. That wasn't from Ryu. He had already was missing an eye.
Okay.
So that was from Dan's dad, Go. Now, Dan's completely motivated by revenge, which they always tell you is bad. It's wrong. But, like, he's so enraged, and that's why he cries. If you watch certain... In, like, Street Fighter Alpha 2, if certain characters fight, they'll have dialogue, and you get to kind of see some of the, like, what's going on in the story and shit. And basically, at a certain point, Sagat just can't believe how much this guy is willing to throw himself at basically a guy who could kill him. Did kill his dad, but that was different times, because Sagat goes through a transitional period where it's like, maybe I was an asshole. But anyways,
yeah.
During this transitional period, that's when Dan finds him. And Dan's like, I'm going to kill you, motherfucker. And he's like, fine. If that's going to give you peace, then we'll fight. And then he kind of takes pity on him and lets him beat him in the video game. In the game, he lets him beat him. But that's kind of a big moment, because Dan also takes pity on Sagat, because he's like, killing you won't give me the one thing I want, which is my dad back. So it's like, he goes from a joke character to, like, I have a serious thing going on. Now I'm Andrew Schulz.